Palisade Global Investments is pleased to present the Hard Asset Conference on Jekyll Island, with keynote addresses by Eric Sprott and Dr. Edward Griffin, author of The Creature from Jekyll Island. The event will be sponsored by Triumph Gold Corp, currently drilling its 100% owned Free Gold Mountain project in the Yukon, and by Mexican Gold Corp, just weeks away from publishing its maiden resource on its Las Minas Gold project in Veracruz State, Mexico. Come join us at the Jekyll Island Club from October 19th till the 22nd. The event is limited to just 50 participants. Visit palisadeconference.com for more information. Welcome back to another episode of Palisade Radio. This is your host, Colin Cattell. On the line with us today is a new guest to the program. His name is Florian Grummes. He's the head of Midas Touch Consulting. You can go and sign up for his work. It's a free newsletter, goldnewsletter.de, and we'll put that up on the screen. Florian, welcome to the program. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, Colin. Thank you very much for having me.
As you're new to the program, I think it might be of benefit to our listeners to get a brief background on your involvement in the gold space and what it is that you do.
All right. Yes, of course. I'm into gold and the precious metal sector since 15 years now. I started as a private investor and trader and started to send out step by step my personal analysis to friends and people who were interested, and it grows step by step very organically. Until I ended up, I think 6 years ago, I started writing for one of the largest bullion dealer in Europe, the Pro Aurum Group. And they do publish every 2 weeks an in-depth analysis about gold and silver that I'm putting together. It's mainly technical analysis, but I do look or give my best to look at all the important things that are happening in the gold market especially, but also I do look at silver, I do look at the mining stocks, and of course analyzing fundamental data as well as sentiment besides the technical analysis. And since basically 4 years, I'm also heavily into the cryptocurrency sector and have recommended my readers, my international English readers, Bitcoin and Ethereum pretty early.
Excellent. Well, you are, of course, based in Germany, which is a bit of a coincidence because I'm recording this from Germany today. And we were having a discussion earlier today, I should say, just talking about the sentiment in the market. I've noticed the gold bulls going bearish, and for good reason. There's a lot of overselling in the gold equities. Silver prices have declined substantially, and now gold seems to be coming off a good bit. We might break the 1200 level. And you had some encouraging words about the second half of the year that I thought provided some very good insight and some fundamental reasons behind it. So what do you think is in store for gold and gold stocks?
Yeah, I think we are right now building the fundament for a spectacular second half of the year. The daily charts for gold and silver are very oversold now. Also, the weekly chart for silver is extremely oversold. For gold, it's getting there, also getting very oversold. And talking about sentiment, the things that I'm following and observing, I can just say that the feeling right now is people are really panicking. And if you, for example, take the weekly Kitco Gold Survey, which I do track since a couple of years, I think it's the most bearish reading since 2 years. And I saw another statistic, an indicator, which also comes to the same conclusion. So I think sentiment-wise, we are close to the bottom here. We also know that seasonality usually brings a low somewhere in the summer months, usually end of June, early July. So that would fit too already here. And technically speaking, yes, we don't have any clear turnaround signals yet. And as you said, gold could definitely do one dip lower, but so far the 1220, 1215 level is holding, and I wouldn't be surprised to see gold coming back already from those levels here. The only thing that doesn't really fit into this positive picture immediately is the weak US dollar, which is already weak since basically mid of December, and I guess ripe for some form of recovery, or at least a bounce. And if you look at the commitment of trades in the euro and in the US dollar, you can see that the professionals, the commercials, have positioned them for a dollar rally. And as we know, usually a stronger dollar is not really helpful for the precious metal sector. It could be also that gold and dollar are rallying, but usually it doesn't happen. So that's the only thing that doesn't really fit into an immediate positive puzzle. But if something is so oversold, that's the basic from where a market can start a rally again. And we had this strong rally starting in mid of December last year in the sector, especially in gold and silver. The miners have been lagging, but we had similar situation back then, very oversold market. And then you can see those multi-month rallies. And right now, gold has basically a room to play of roughly $100, meaning on the upside 1265. That is the 6-year downtrend line. And on the downside, it's the 1165. So gold could easily move between those two numbers over the next couple of weeks and months, and there wouldn't be still any big and important decision, because as readers also probably know, gold is moving within a large, basically a huge triangle since more than 6 years. And once we get the breakout above 1265, there will be a super bullish signal, and I think that will spur a super strong multi-month rally, and will be the signal that gold is on the way to 1500. And as oversold the market is right now, and as the sentiment is really super bearish, I think we have most of the parts of the puzzle ready already, and we will see a strong second half of the year, which of course will help the miners tremendously.
Right, and reinforcing those points, which you've already covered quite well, all the ingredients are in place for what could be not just a nice size rally, but a rally that sustains, maybe starting in the fall and going through all the way till the summertime next year. What do you think?
Yeah, this is the thing that I think most of the people who are into the sector waiting for since basically 2011. We haven't seen a multi-month sustainable rally in the sector since then. And back in 2010, I think in 2007, and also in 2005, gold started such moves in the summertime, in July and August, and it rallied until the next spring. So if I'm right here and gold sooner or later starts to move to the upside, I guess we will move to 1500 by next spring. March, maybe until May. That's usually the window where you will see then the top.
Now, Florian, you put out a weekly, or at least during the earlier part of the year, you were putting out a weekly interesting stock pick, I believe. And the reason that lit up for me this week is you wrote about a company that just listed called US Gold, which is actually trading on the NASDAQ under USAU. And as Americans will know, it's very, very difficult to buy Canadian stocks. It's very difficult based on U.S. regulations, and just getting a brokerage account open in Canada is nearly impossible. So there's definitely a huge market for a company that's exploring for gold and is listed in a U.S. market that's accessible to those people. But beyond that, do you mind touching on why you like U.S. Gold's prospect as a new listing so much?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting company. They have fully funded exploration programs for this year, and they basically are in the same area of the famous Cortez Gold Trend in Nevada. And I think that the most important guy behind this project, Dave Mathewson, is an outstanding geologist, and he's well known about the successes that he helped to create with Gold Standard Ventures. And so that's, first of all, a people play. Second, I think the location, Keystone in north central Nevada, is a great pick. And as far as I can see, good management and a very good plan for the next two years in place. And I think when they start drilling, there might be some surprises, maybe soon down the road already. And also, just technically speaking, It looks like a basing pattern here, and I like it. I think it's a good value play, and has probably a good chance to surprise the market. And as you said, it's a stock focused on America, traded at the Nasdaq, so that certainly helps.
Very good. Thanks for that. On to one more topic that we discussed earlier, and it's a bit of a philosophical conversation, but certainly prescient considering all the news around cryptocurrencies. A lot of gold bugs seem to have a negative take on the cryptocurrencies, and I think that that's unfortunate. I don't own any cryptocurrencies, but that's certainly not an indication that I'm not for them. I think that the implications for individual freedom is massive, and we spoke about this for about 20 minutes earlier, but maybe just talk about why you like them, and the example you told me of Steemit, which is a social media platform essentially.
Yes, I mean, the whole cryptocurrency sector is moving so fast, and it's very complex. I think we have over 800 different cryptocurrencies out there now, and for sure, most of them will end up zero sooner or later. But if you understand that we are moving more and more into a digital society, and that the whole planet is connected with the internet, it's obvious that we need some form of internet money, of digital money. And I'm not saying either or. I'm saying and. So go for gold and precious metals and cryptocurrencies. Both are assets that are out of the financial system and are a wonderful hedge and a great diversification. Of course, you have to do your homework. Of course, it's extremely complex. And of course, I wouldn't advise to buy into Bitcoin right now, as it has been running up like crazy over the last couple of months. But as you named it, Steemit, for example, I think is a cryptocurrency that has a massive positive outlook, and it could become the killer of Facebook down the road, because you get paid for the content that you're posting there. And you will meet a lot of like-minded people. There's a lot of great people out of the precious metal sector already. And I just can tell the listeners to take a look at it and be open-minded about it. The world is changing so fast, and if you try to stick to the past, it won't help you. I think all the innovation right now is happening in the cryptocurrency sector. The classical banking sector is basically so regulated now, and fighting with negative interest rates and all this stuff. And I see lots of young, great minds and people and entrepreneurs in this cryptocurrency space who have great ideas. And it's so easy now to transfer money from Germany to China within a minute. Why do I need a bank? And I think cryptocurrencies in general are free market money. Yes, we have to be very careful. You have to do your due diligence. And as I said, many of those cryptocurrencies will end up zero, but I guess a couple of them will stay, and maybe 10, 15 years down the road will be a very important way of exchanging goods and money with each other. And look, like 20 years ago, nobody knew about Facebook, Google, and Amazon. And now these are the giants controlling the planet, basically, or making huge amounts of business. And these kind of things happen so fast now because we are in the internet time and the age of internet. And you have to be open-minded with these kind of things, and go for both precious metals and cryptocurrencies.
Very good. Well, Florian, thank you for joining us on the program today, and we'll be sure to get you back on soon. Just once again, for listeners interested in getting more of Florian's work, it's goldnewsletter.de. And Florian, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much, Colin. Thank you.
Think you understand the junior mining sector, and you think that the participants in the mining sector, junior mining sector, are good people and kind people, hit the bid.
How violent that term could be? It actually could be quite violent. It could be a rip-your-face-off uranium rally.
And the world is always going to need raw materials. It's going to need copper and gold and nickel and so forth.
Totally destabilized. Hey! Hey, Troll, did you hear what's going on in Yemen?